Nice one. Alright, we're going into round 3 and 4. Saunamen versus iMAGINE. Both of them have a round at this point. What the hell? Why didn't it start? Maybe the commander got out of the chair. Something like that. Okay, nope. Yeah, that was it. The commander got out of the chair, so it didn't start. We're going live right now, or maybe a restart just to make sure everything's fine. No, it looks like they're good to go. A 3-2 split for the aliens and a 3-2 split for the marines. Nothing in base to build. Tane comes back. Just swap sides. I dislike seeing the people hesitate and swap at the start. It indicates that they are not quite sure what they're going to be doing, which is never a good sign. Let me just double check everything going properly. Yep, everything looks good. So we've got Comp Lab building and Crevice building as well. So that's a pretty confident play. Sometimes you don't see them actually build the building. You just sort of have it there until the first engagement is secured. Potential for a base push is minimal. You've got Malga there with Peachum in the command chair. No mines just yet. The mines upgrade is completing at this point. Marines done a very good job actually. Malga solo offense. Maybe he can deal with some of the expensive stuff in this base. Maybe he's actually going for the comm chair. The rest of the map is looking good for the aliens right now. They're maybe being pushed a little bit more than they'd like. But that's a nice, decent amount of harassment. Look at that. 50%. He's still not out of the chair. The Marine Commander is being a pussy right now. He needs to get out and deal with his skulk. His IP is going down and he's ignoring it. His IP is down. This is looking like a really quick game for iMAGINE right now. I can't believe Malga has soloed in Infantry Portal. And Peachum refused to try and deal with that. There it is. He finally wants to take it. Clearly he didn't want to take a 1v1. Now maybe that's a smart play if you're not feeling particularly confident with your aim or whatever, go for it. They're the mines. IP is coming down, but it's so late now. Look at that. Look, this is the important part. No IPs, 4 Marines dead. Even if they secure the IP and start pushing again, everything has been so delayed, except that's not quite true because they got loads of extractors up. So overall, this has been pretty balanced. So they should have gone for the extractors straight away. Once you have a push like that and it looks like you're not maybe going to win the game straight away, just go for the extractors. Start killing 2 or 3 of them, and that'll be pretty good for you. Do I say significant that often? It's an important word, right? Because some things just happen, some things kind of matter, and then there's things that are actually significant, like someone dies, it's not necessarily significant. That's the point. I think I just fell for some trolling. Malga trying to take 2 guys here. He's going to get taken out. Nice one from Nate and Llama. Oh my gosh, my voice. Ancestral running about Comp Lab, and you've got Wob here as well up against Wee and Crossroads. Nice drop attack. Finishes him with the second bite, which almost wasn't quite secured. Crag, nice one. Crag and ventilation should slow down the offensive play from Nate and Llama and help Onzor to win the combat. Oh wow, he's taken on almost immediately. Damn, that was good. Nate there securing 2 kills with the support of Llama, and now those guys are axing the Crag. You usually don't see them axe stuff because it takes a little bit longer and they can afford to just drop an ammo pack. Good job from Ancestral staying on the extractor, and then he goes for the kill and fails, and the extractor is left with about 5% HP. That's 2 bites. I really think going for the bites would have been a simpler and better solution, but that's up to him. That's mental. Upgrading in the middle of the corridor. Good job with the enzyme. Nice early enzyme with the 3 skulks, and they clear those guys up without taking any significant damage, apart from the fact that they just lost a Crag infestation, and they're not quite cysting that up properly because now they're losing cysts, and they might even lose the Harvester. Alcalde and Onzor taking on the extractor in Saunamen's sub-access room. The real problem for iMAGINE right now is they're running out of Harvesters. This one they've got... Oh, they just lost it. iMAGINE is so far behind at this point. They somehow got lurks up at this stage of the game. I don't know how they've managed that. But Saunamen have a... Well, they should have a lot of money because they've had so many extractors, except they've replaced a lot of RTs. They've replaced with 2 IPs. An arms lab's not even built. I don't know what that's about. Saunamen have everything they need to start buying upgrades and start pushing hardcore. Wob and Ancestral have the double lurk play. Tane tries to get into position to cut them off. Doesn't quite manage it. Wee is in position to try and back up Tane, but Tane is dead. Here comes Alcalde with an incredible amount of speed. Takes him out with 2 bites. Really well done. Crossroads is now going down. Computer Lab is vulnerable. And sub-access has been replaced and then pushing onto ventilation. But this is where the 2 lurks are. So really good job from the lurks to be in the right place at the right time. And they clear up Nate with ease, pretty much. Nice pistoling. Almost takes out Ancestral. 2 more hits and he certainly would have been killed. I do need to be careful with the pistols and the damage on these lurks. The lurks are doing a really good job though. This is exactly what they need to be doing, is clearing up the recappers, opening opportunities for skulks to start clearing some of these extractors, but the skulks are being a little bit of a letdown because they've got 6 extractors up. Now only 5. I'm going to take it back. The skulks are doing quite well. They've taken out 5 extractors at the 5-minute mark. That's pretty damn good. But there's been so many built in total that kind of makes sense. Like, if you're holding 6 extractors, it's going to be very hard to hold all of them, and you can afford to lose one, so you probably will lose one. Ancestral on Wob, we've got Onzor as well. Onzor just needs to finish the extractor. That's his job right now. There he goes. There is a mine just in position here. If Nate falls back, he should be fine. He actually is fine because of the nice pistol shooting he's got there. We and Tane and Nitsi up in the northern section. This is the glass hallway reactor core location, and they're actually dealing with this harvester before it's even built. Ancestral flying through to the vent. Malga there takes a lot of damage and does get taken out, but Wob and Ancestral are now in position to clear up these 2 Marines. You've got armor 1 unlocked, so now these guys have just got slightly more armor, which should make it more difficult for the aliens to clear them out of this room. And clearing out this room is extremely important. This is a really valuable room for the aliens right now. They've got 2 harvesters up and 1 building. They'll probably lose the harvester. Ancestral is in the vent with extremely low health. He's worried about retreating to glass hallway. He does go for it. The harvester will go down, which is unfortunate for the aliens. The fades looking like they will be slightly delayed at this point. And the Marines are looking like they have pretty good upgrades. It's going to be weapons 1, armor 1, shotguns at about the 7-minute mark. So everything's looking pretty good for the Marines. They've got loads of money. They spent it quite wisely. There's also been expenses that you have to pay in terms of RTs and replacement IPs. But I really think the opening play was maybe mismatched. They got a really nice opening with Malga taking out an IP, which made it very difficult for the Marines. They had to fall back and defend, kind of like a beacon, but a really long one and a really risky one. And at that point, maybe it's the priority to go for those early extractors they built, and that could have been a really, really strong opening. Actually got a nice opportunity to take the base on here. Nitsi is in defense. The Lurks may be targeting those mines, because that's really hard for the Skulks to deal with. Wob flying in, he's in position to take a lot of damage from Wee. Wee's on the reload. Malga from behind takes a mine, so that was a really nice mine, saving Wee's life and making sure that the Lurks can't do significant damage. And IP goes down from Onzor, really good pickup from him. That's 20 T-res. They might replace, they actually will replace. Really good job taking that out. But the Marines have pushed into the alien hive. They're losing Spurs, Llama and Nate in a really good position to clear some Lurks and Skunks. Actually, Wob is plenty healthy and Ancestral is full, so they didn't actually clear up any life forms, but the Spur has gone down and an IP loss, so that's a pretty balanced trade overall. In fact, clearly the Marines had a significant advantage over that time in terms of resource towers, so they had 5 up where the aliens only had 1. So you can see it. This is the section I'm talking about. The last minute or so when they had that base push, the amount of resources they were sucking up there during that time is vastly different. I mean, I should stop drawing on the thing. They're vastly different, the amount of resources they sucked up over that time. So the longer the fight goes on like this, and the longer the match is coordinated with the 6 extractors versus the 1, the better for the Marines. They're getting Fez Tech at this point, which is certainly earlier than the Marines did in the previous round. Got Llama and Nate, rifle shotgun, as we've seen a lot so far today. A lot of rifle shotgun 2-man plays. Tane with a solo shotgun going for a recap in the northern side, and a base push is called. You've got 2 Lurks and Skulks. The Skulks are in the northern side with a Lurk, both Lurks. Wee catches, nice kill. Alcalde goes down nice and early, and both Skulks go down, leaving Ancestral and Wob with pretty much. That's a bad beacon. That's a bad beacon. I really don't think the beacon was necessary there. They took out the 2 Skulks. There was only 2 Lurks in the base that they had to worry about, and they had plenty of time to beacon if anything else came in. And the 2 Lurks weren't really going to do anything significant apart from clear up their mines, which maybe he values more than I do. Which is what forced the beacon, perhaps. That is a low extractor, but they can't afford to take it on at this point because they have defense and scans even going down. The beacon was forced, and that's the exact time to go and harass the extractors. And Highval knows it. The alien commander gets out to try and deal with that stuff as well. That's one of the costs of the beacon. It's not just the 10 T-res, but the opportunity to go and kill maybe 1 or 2 extractors. Doesn't seem to be hurting the Marines, though. They're starting weapons too. Wob and Ancestral slowly killing Wee there and actually taking quite a lot of damage at the same time. Wob's going for the RT that's low there, and Crevice is also taking a lot of damage as well. That's Alcalde with pretty much a free ride to take that on. Nitsi is the only one in defense, and he's actually pushing to Crossroads instead. So that's a crevice RT that may go down. An attempted phase gate in ventilation. This is very aggressive. Good job from Wob, dealing a pretty significant amount of damage to Tane there with his ranged spike ability. Got a mine here, a mine here. It's not quite drawing as I would like. Okay, whatever. Ancestral and Wob have just gotten a kill in Crossroads. And they're falling back with pretty low health. Ancestral's going for a 1v1 up against Wee, who is parasited. Does have armor 1, weapons 1. That's all he has to his name. Nothing significantly else. I've said it again. Oh my gosh. Alright, you got Malga and Alcalde. A nice positioning. This is a really nice little corner of the room. The aliens have to come through a choke point to try and get to it. And a really good job actually getting inside that. Really good job from Malga there. Clearing those guys off. The fact that they pushed in and wasn't quite successful. Oh, tragic! The mine killing a teammate there. Despite the fact that the Lurks were actually trying to control the mines there and deal with them properly. Okay, I'm getting distracted. They're going for a replacement phase gate in reactor core, whilst the harvester goes down just next to it. They could tap that and it disappears. It does disappear passively. Wob and Ancestral flying around with these double Lurks. We've got the fades very delayed at this point. Really coming along late now. We're getting to maybe the 14-minute mark when they're coming up because they got no harvesters. They even took out the harvester here. I can't believe they did that. You've got to be watching out for this. They must have taken out the cyst in that push that I was pointing out and just let the harvester die slowly. Onzor and Malga coming in to defend Saunamen's sub-access extractor. At this point, Saunamen don't have a lot of extractors, but they got way more than Imagine. Because Imagine only have none. Good defense. Peachum gets out the comm chair. A little bit braver this time. Takes on that guy. 1v1 if it was a bit of a 2v1 really. You got Wee and Tane holding that northern side, and they got the phase gate backing them up, so even if they do go down, they will respawn, come straight through, and resupply. It looks like the Marines have everything they need to take this, though. Crevice will be rebuilt. They've maybe lost a little bit too much on this southern side. Llama going for a weld on the, maybe a phase gate play in ventilation. You got Tane, Nitsi, and Wee not doing much damage there. Scaring those guys off, but they're not killing the Lurks at this point, and they need to start killing these Lurks. They got weapons too, and shotguns, and I'm not sure what teams are struggling with at this point. I've seen teams with this much strength kill Lurks with much more ease. Llama with a solo defense up against 4 guys. The range spikes were way too much, though. He gets a lot of med packs. There's no way you can take on that kind of damage, especially with the Skulk Bites coming in. Double Lurk play, Wob and Ancestral yet again. These guys are sticking together well, and that's pretty much the only thing they have going for them is this double Lurk situation. Ancestral now alone, pushing into Crossroads, but he gets a kill. Nice job from him. With the rest of the map, you haven't really got much going on. You've got aliens in this sort of bubble, not really anywhere else. Maybe going for a southern push. Maybe they're hoping to get through the vent and go for a base push. Maybe clearing sub-access first. Maybe, yeah, it looks like maybe they're going for a base push. It's going to be really tough with the phase gates, though, at this point. Nice mine! Really nice mine, clearing the Skulk, and the Skulk is pretty much the majority of the building damage. You got Wee and Nitsi pushing into the northern area of the hive. If they can clear Alcalde here, and the other respawners and Mulga, they may be able to take on some more of those spurs. Imagine at this point, really poor. Still haven't replaced that spur they bought initially. And then lost. Nate with a fantastic Lurk shotgun blast. Really good job from him. He doesn't quite finish off the 2 Skulks on top of him, but I'm sure he's very happy with that result. Wee, Nitsi and Tane, they're at the back of this room, taking a lot of damage from that Skulk that flew in. Now they're getting a lot of med packs. Wob flying around, you can actually see there, he's trying to hide up top. He comes in with the flying now. He does actually manage to tag one of those guys, and now the pounce comes in. You can see all 3 Skulk and Lurk combination comes in, cleans up the Marines, but they've got the respawn wave coming out of the phase gate straight away. And wow, Nate takes both of those guys. That was a really good. I don't know how he managed to get both of those. You got High Vol Commander. He's out of the chair. He's trying to participate in some of the fights. I suppose it makes sense at this point. They are out of resources to spend, so you might as well get the guy on the field to do a little bit of work. Ancestral there, running around. almost tagged out of the egg spawn. Malga and Wob are the guys defending this at this point. They got the parasites coming in, the range spikes from the lurk. It does seem to be holding these guys off, though. You got Wee on the southern side. 39 P-res on these aliens, so they will be getting the. It's going to be fades at a. You know, it's really, really, really late. And the Marines have got 6 extractors up, so they're going to be really rich, have a lot of upgrades, and I don't think they're going to be too scared by the phase and may even clear some of them, although the fact that they're struggling with the lurks, even involving this fight as well, maybe is an indication that they will actually struggle with the phase as well. Saunamen have taken all of this side of the map. They've even got a guy in ventilation, making sure that the aliens don't have that. So that the money is all about Saunamen right now. Everything Saunamen has. Weapons 3 has started. That's a really good sign. Looks like this game could be closing up within the next couple of minutes. The fades are going to come out if these guys have the opportunity to spawn and then upgrade a fade egg for that amount of time. I mean, that's maybe 8 seconds where they have to just sit there in an egg, and there's no eggs on the field right now, so as soon as they see one, that's going to be a pretty important target. You got Malga doing a really good job of clearing up these Marines at the back. Nate takes him out though, Ancestral with only 1% HP. This is looking really bad. Ancestral's going to get taken out pretty quickly as soon as he's spotted, takes 1 bullet. Ownsor trying to survive just about. You got Hivol as well, the commander getting in and out of the hive trying to do damage. Lama and Itzy, the only guys in offense in this situation now. Lama with the long range trying to support Nitsi. Here comes the respawn wave from the phase gate. Here's Wee. Probably get 2 more guys coming in very soon. Nice job from Wee. Shotgun, shotgun, shotgun. Awesome play. Now you've got the eggs being spawned. We haven't got the fades coming up because they don't have the opportunity. They don't have the safety. And they can't afford to have 2 guys just run off and leave the hive undefended whilst they get the fades. And they're unfortunately going to lose the game whilst they get the fades. Biomass was started. I wonder if he misclicked the egg upgrade. That's what they're spending the majority of their res on right now. 5 Marines in this base. Eggs are being cleared. Skulks are being cleared. No life forms. Even the commander's out of the chair trying to do some damage. This is looking like the end of the game. Really good job from Saunamen to just hold so many extractors. Look at this staggering amount of extractors they had. And you can see Saunamen were really struggling. They went up to 3. Wow. For about 30 seconds they had 3 harvesters. For the rest of the game they had about 2, 1 and sometimes even 0. So there's the fade. Malga with 2% HP. He comes in. He's going to get 1 shot as soon as they see him. He's actually surviving a little bit longer than I expected there. About 2 seconds longer than I expected. Really good job from Saunamen. Nice Marine win. Really nice. Really good job handling that early aggression we saw. Pow! So that was a shorter game. It was about